A few days ago, I made a video covering the coloured illustrations we got from volume 27 of the rezero light novel, and we talked about them before. However, now the complete list of illustrations for volume 27 have come out, so I'll be making a quick video. It will be unscripted with barely any editing, but I'll be talking about the images we see. So the first image I noticed was the one with Subaru with Flop. I believe this is just where Subaru respawns after being killed by Todd. You can see he's making a sort of glare, and this is where Flop says you need to, stop glaring, and, Subaru then will decide what to do to escape Todd's, eventual killing him. So that's most likely what this illustration is representing when Flop is telling him to stop glaring at people. We next have an image of Rowan, who's in a drunken state. Again, he will most likely be important later on, so let's not lowball him or anything. Anyways, Rowan is here, so this is when Subaru, of course, gets him to join their team, but of course, as we know, Rowan does get killed at the end. We then have an image of Todd looking down at someone. It looks like he's looking down at Subaru, so I'm assuming this is just after Rowan gets killed and Todd kills Flop and then kills Subaru just after this. I want to note the emphasis on Todd's eyes, the fact that he has no real emotion, and the fact that Todd has what's known as special eyes. I have no clue what this means. Maybe Todd will pop out the Sharingan later on, but it's something to keep in mind. We next get an image of Medium as she's just about to jump off the carriage. We can tell this is the case considering the sort of wind effects on the illustration. She's got her two blades in her hands, so it's obvious that she's like the Kirito of this anime considering she can hold two weapons at once. And yeah, she's going to fight Jamal shortly after this illustration. We next get an illustration with Rem with Luis and Utukata. If you remember, Utukata and Luis were playing together, and this may be when Rem is asking Subaru to think of a solution, or just before that scene. But I'm glad that Luis is in another illustration. Look at that smile, you can tell that Luis is in fact the best girl. We next get Jamal harassing Subaru. Now do keep in mind this could be when Jamal goes to invite him to the city hall, or it could just be when Subaru is confronted by Jamal and Todd at the same time. But I think this could be the first meeting. So when they are being invited to the town hall. Because I believe in the second encounter when Todd is present, Todd actually blocks Jamal from touching Natsumi. So I do believe this is their first encounter. We then get an image of Bianca or Vincent pointing the sword towards Dika Ottoman's neck. Again, I'm not sure what his name is because I remember someone telling me that it may be pronounced Zikl because it's like an Arabic word, and funnily enough the character sheet does say Zikl, but I'm not really sure how to pronounce the word, so I might just keep calling him Dika Ottoman. And you can see the full character design of Dika Ottoman. He's actually really short and he has an afro. So this is something that was talked about in his named chapter. We then get Todd and Jamal running away from the city hall. They had a sort of mantra of "we live to fight another day," so they ran away. I'm not gonna lie, Jamal looks really weird in this image. I'm not sure, zoom in, look at him, look at his hair. He looks a bit weird. Todd looks fine though. Second to last image we get is the appearance of Arakia in the city hall. We can see the Shudrakian tribe members around her, but of course they can't really do anything to Arakia. Arakia is the second highest divine general, so she is pretty strong. And again, I highly recommend you guys read series like Crimson Afterglow and those sort of side stories to get more information on Arakia. The final illustration, of course, is the cliffhanger at the end of the latest chapter of the web novel, the appearance of Priscilla, and in the background you can see Subaru and Rem, because remember, Subaru jumped in the way of Arakia's attack to shield Rem, but then Priscilla jumped in and protected both of them for what we assume to be her own amusement, but we'll see what actually happens. Apart from that, we've gotten character sheets of how you spell these characters' names. So Holly and Kuna's names are spelt totally different to how I imagined it. But that's pretty much everything. Let me know what you thought of these illustrations, and I'll see you guys next time.